Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this press conference today. Today's press conference is about reforming our present OHIP standards when it comes to covering foreign surgeries. And I'm relating specifically to a case that happened about 3 weeks ago, or a month ago it's been, sorry, January 20th. An Ontario resident by the name of Adolfo Flora, a panel had rejected his claim of $450,000, which he had to pay for a liver transplant that was done in England in the year 2000. After the panel rejected his claim, it got brought to my attention. And I responded, and I thought that this was disgraceful, that the Ontario government had rejected his claim. And for his particular case, he first got the liver disease because of tainted blood, and then was told that at the time that he was seeking a transplant, that they were unable to perform it here in Canada. So he had a choice. Either he died or he looked somewhere else to get his liver transplant, which he did. Fortunately, Mr. Flora had the funds to cover this operation. Most Ontarians do not have these kind of funds, and a lot of Ontarians have been dying because they're unable to go to other countries. But then the real question comes is, why are Ontarians going to other countries in the first place? And it's well documented that Ontarians are going to countries such as China, which we all know are illegally harvesting organs there. And it's already been a known fact that they're actually killing their prisoners to get organs, and yet the market's open there. This issue is very sensitive, and it could apply to any Ontario citizen at any one time or their family member. And it's well known that Ontario, as well as the rest of Canada, has been suffering with a severe shortage of organs and tissues. And another known fact is and this is well known in the medical communities, is that within the next 20 years, anywhere between 60 and 70% of our surgeries are going to be transplant related. So this is an extremely serious issue that needs to be looked at, needs to be addressed. And what we're urging the government to presently do is to reform their guidelines when it comes to payment for foreign surgeries. I personally feel that any Ontario resident that's waiting for a transplant should be covered. I think in the 10 years, both governments, the Harris and the McGuinty government, they had ample time and opportunity to address this shortage of organ and tissue donations, and they haven't. If you go to Italy or Spain or any of the countries that are leading the world in organ donations, nobody in those countries are going to other countries to seek other organs because their governments had addressed those shortages. It's been 10 years now that both governments have not addressed this shortage. So, yes, it should be the responsibility of the government to address these shortages so people don't have to go to other countries to seek surgeries. And as I mentioned, yes, there has been ample opportunity starting from the Harris government in 1999 and right through to the McGuinty government, where today we're awaiting a panel through 23 sessions that will tell us how we're going to solve this crisis. I think both governments have failed this issue, and we're hoping that this will get enough attention so that we can finally do it right in our province and in our country. Step by Step has been known to be at the forefront of this issue. And for the past 10 years, we have conducted 5 high-profile campaigns. And I recently got sick while I was on my European tour, and I was unable to launch my 6th campaign, which I was working on. But I'm happy to say that we are going to be launching our 6th campaign in October. We're going to organize another 100-city campaign from coast to coast. If you recall, we had Christopher's Wish, the young 14-year-old boy that needed a transplant in 2004. Well, this time we're going to have 100 Christophers that are going to represent each community from coast to coast, and they're going to relay the torch of life. We're going to make sure that this issue gets the most ultimate attention that it can possibly get and most positive attention, because we think that no Ontario citizen, and for that matter, no Canadian citizen, should have to go to another country, and it's a life and death situation, to find organs. We think if we do the right things here, there's enough organs to go around for everyone. And that's what I think the issue of the day should be in this election or any future federal elections. Beside me, I have one of our prime sponsors that are going to help us launch this campaign. His name is Nicholas Severino. And he will tell you a little bit about the upcoming gala that's taking place, and plus his family business, how they've helped Step by Step and what they're prepared to do for this campaign.
Thank you very much, George. I'm here representing California Sandwiches. It's a small 7-8 location operation here in Toronto. We're all family operated, all family run, and we have been strong supporters of George and the Step by Step Organ Transplant Association since the year 2000. Unfortunately, like George has just mentioned, there was that lag in the 2005 span when he fell ill. But we're here to lend our support once again and be adamant about raising awareness to this great cause. We'll be launching a gala in September that will set off the Coast by Coast run by George, and we hope to raise over $1 million to bring awareness to this issue. And the campaign will be called SOS 4000, which George will be inclined to elaborate on as well. And we are just strong supporters of George and the Step by Step organization and the Organ Transplant Association, because we feel it's just such a worthy cause to be involved in, and we feel very adamant that we can make a difference, and we can find that working together with George and the support of yourselves, the media, and kind gentlemen like Mr. Kormos, we can solve this problem in Canada once and for all.
Thank you, Nicholas. And I just want to indicate some of the areas that were given to both the Harris government and the McGuinty government. Including in this shopping list of recommendations that were given back in 1999 were retrieval centers. During our tour across Ontario during that time, we found that a lot of hospitals weren't able to act as retrieval centers. Therefore, a lot of organs were getting wasted in many parts of the province. As well, that's when we first heard about the non-heart beating donation, which we recommended to Premier Harris to incorporate here in Canada because it was working successfully in European countries. It's taken 8 years for us to finally perform our first successful non-heart beating donation in Ottawa. And it's been the only one so far. Why isn't every hospital performing this? Also, what was probably the most important thing that we have gathered during the past 10 years was that Canadians were favoring the opt-out system, which has been used very successfully in countries in Europe. And it's taken over 8 years for it to get to the attention of politicians. And we've only had one person in Canada that has tried to champion this other option, and that's MPP Peter Kormos.